Hey, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing really well out there, wherever you might be in the world, and that the week so far has been treating you really, really well. Yeah, because we now reached what I usually call the gateway into the weekend, the best day of the week, and that is, of course, Friday, and more specifically, Friday night.
Friday night's gonna be alright, it's gonna be right, it's gonna be alright now, baby. Friday night.
Thank you, Danny. As usual, he does such a great work of this. He's so pumped every Friday to kick things off, and I'm really grateful for that. Yeah, and I'm also really grateful that you could join me on this Friday and hear me talk about music as usual. Well, I had planned something really grand for this Friday because last Sunday I attended something that I've been planning to attend for years, but something always came in between. But this year I made sure to go to London, visit Soho Square with like-minded people to celebrate Kirsty MacColl's birthday. Yeah, it's Kirsty Fest we're talking about here. So the closest Sunday to her birthday every year, people gather around Soho Square and celebrate the musical legacy of Kirsty MacColl. So I had a great time, I documented it all, but I've been traveling through work all week and it has been super busy. I hadn't had time to sit down and edit anything, so sadly I have to postpone that to next Friday. But, well, I could just have kept it quiet and just posted it next week. But I just wanted to tease you guys because this is a great thing that you want to attend next year. And you can see all about it next Friday here on my channel through my mini documentary about Kirsty Fest. Yeah, I just wanted to get it out there. So what am I doing this week then? Because I've been so busy traveling. Well, I have some music news in my pocket. It's been lying there for a couple of weeks. I've been collecting nuggets here and there of upcoming releases that I'm really excited about. And I hope you're too. So that's what I want to talk about today. So without any further ado, let's kick things off. And I'm in front of my computer screen here, so if you ever see me looking down like that and not talking to you guys, that's why. I got a computer screen here to aid me in all of these wonderful releases that I'm going to talk about. First and foremost, I want to mention Energise Records. So Energise Records is a label that I discovered this year, but they've been around since the 1990s, and they have a lot of great releases in their catalogue, and they keep churning out real great gems. We're talking a lot of disco, of course, high energy music, that kind of thing. A lot of 80s music, or 80s inspired music, I want to say as well. There's both of those. So they do a lot of re-releases, but also new releases, but those releases are usually influenced by either high energy or 80s music, or a combination of the both. And a lot of disco as well, of course. What really led me into that was James Blair, or Project K, as he is called by his artist name, or DJ name, producer name. He's a lot of things, and he does things really brilliantly. So Project K is a name that I became familiar with as well this year, early this year, through some Danny Minogue mixes that he made some time ago. I want to say what really kicks things off for me was not only the mixes he's done for other people and some of the mega mixes he so brilliantly done on his YouTube channel. No, it was this single with Magenta Soulstar, and it's of course Mind Over Matter, a cover of an E.G. Daily song from the 80s. And I talked about this one in length here before on my channel, but I can't stop listening to this one. It's in heavy rotation still here in my home. Have it on playlist. I put on the CD here when I'm home. I just love that one. So I think that is the real breaking point for me when it came to getting into more of what Project K has been doing throughout the years. So like I said, DJ, producer and all of that, just brilliant stuff. And earlier this year he also released this one with Tracy Shield, and it is a a single called Then You Look at Me. I always get that wrong, so I had to read it. Then You Look at Me. It's the original one, the original track was sung by Celine Dion, and it was made for the movie The Bisexual Man. And I don't have too strong of a recollection of this one from back in the day, but I did recognize it somewhat. But then I have to say this is a brilliant, brilliant take on it. Tracy Shields, great voice, and then Project K doing in the production seat for this one. Another great one. So yeah, back to Energise Records now. Both of these, by the way, are from Energise Records. They have been releasing both of these, and you can still get them on their website. But now, yeah, back to them. Because I saw not long ago that there is a new single coming out, once again, with Project K. And he teamed up again with Magenta Soulstar. This time around for a single called Ring of Ice. And this was nothing that I was really familiar with before. They released a couple of snippets. I think I saw that on Instagram, and I think you can find it here on YouTube as well, of the song. It's going to be released on the 20th of October, so we're just days away from it now. But there was no bells ringing, really. I was like, I haven't heard this one. Is it an original composition? So I read up on it on Energise Records website, and lo and behold, it's a Jennifer Rush track. Yeah. To me, my knowledge around Jennifer Rush is the single The Power of Love. Yeah, that's my knowledge. That's how far it stretches. So I had no idea she made such a brilliant song like Ring of Ice. So that's just a brilliant thing with Project K, I think, and especially teaming up with Magenta Soulstar, who's got a great voice. And finding these nuggets from the 80s, like Mind Over Matter with E.G. Daily, because that wasn't a huge hit, especially not here in Europe. And they easily get forgotten, these kinds of songs, even though they are brilliant. And then they pick them up and like this nugget, we have to do it. And wow, I was blown away by just listening for a couple of seconds on these sound snippets they put out. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this one, Ring of Ice, with Magenta Soulstar and Project K. And I'm surely going to do a review of that one as soon as it drops in my mailbox. But like I said, on the 20th of October it is released. And if you want to support an independent label, please go to Energise Records website and order this one. And you can actually get it in a bundle with a new Dollar single as well. Yeah, you heard me right. There's a new Dollar single on its way. It's called Train That Never Comes, and it does contain some Project K mixes as well of this track. So yeah, I'm really curious about that. Once again, another group that I'm not too familiar with. Of course, I know what Dollar is. I actually have one record here in my collection, but that's how far that stretches as well. So I'm really curious about that one as well. So I pre-ordered the bundle, and when it comes to Energise Records, I'm going to have the link down in the description, along with all the social links to both Project K and the wonderful Magenta Soulstar. So please do check them out. Yeah, that was a lot of 80s high energy music there. We're now going to go over to the 90s, and more specifically 1994, because that was when Madonna released that album there behind me, Bedtime Stories. Yeah, and I talked about this one before when I was talking about rumors and upcoming records and all of that, because there's been a rumor circling around for quite a while now about Madonna releasing an EP that is sort of an accompanying, what do you call it? My goodness, it just escaped me. Accompanying, can't even say it. In my head it sounds right, but when words come out it's like gibberish or swinglish, whatever. A companion piece let's call it that, to Bedtime Stories. Yeah, it's called Bedtime Stories, the Untold chapter, and it wasn't long ago that I said I really hope that we were going to get this one, because Madonna posted about it early this year, and then she pulled the post, and people were really, really confused. And then a bit later on, Veronica Electronica happened, but we still hadn't forgotten about Bedtime Stories and the Untold chapter. And now, finally, it is real. It's going to be released. It's going to be released on the 25th of November, and I already pre-ordered my copy. I went for the vinyl one, but there is, in contrast to when Veronica Electronica was first released, both CD and vinyl editions that you can order. Yeah, so Bedtime Stories, the Untold chapter, going to be released. I don't know if I said the 25th of November, but I did mean 28th of November. Yeah. And it is outtakes, demos, I would say, from the sessions from Bedtime Stories. This is the point in time when she left erotica behind her, and she went into the R&B tinted territory, really. And I love this album. I wasn't that keen on it when it was released. I thought it was okay, but over the years it's really grown on me. It was quite a different sound from what she had been doing up until that point, really. But yeah, of course, it's Madonna. It's a great album. So let's go through the track listing of this. Bedtime Stories, the Untold chapter. So see what we're going to get. It kicks off things with Survival, which is very fitting because the finished album also kicks off with Survival. And this is a Quiet Storm demo remix. And I was a bit curious about all these titles of the mixes, because apparently this is a demo, right? So it should be only called Demo Mix or something like that. But I also read in the blurb here that Stuart Price, which he has been collaborating with for years now, very successfully, has been responsible for editing and mixing of the original content, it says here in the blurb. So yeah, something has been done with this one, but I'm really looking forward to listen to this Quiet Storm demo remix of this. And we also have Secret, which was one of her singles, this time around in an all-star new single mix. And if I'm not misremembering things, this was only called All-Star Mix at the time. I had this on tape because at the time I think it was really hard to get by. It was on, could have been a CD, a Japanese CD at the time, an exclusive track on that, or it popped up on some 12-inch issue in some country. I can't remember, but I had a friend of mine who taped it off for me. But yeah, so that's really good. But it's not just the All-Star mix from back then, it's an All-Star new single mix that we're going to get here. And then we have Right on Time. This is an original demo edit, it says here. Right on Time did crop up on the album, but not, of course, in its original demo state. This is a track that has been released as a sneak peek, a sneak preview, really, of this upcoming Madonna album. And it sounds okay. I mean, it's in the vein of what we heard on Bedtime Stories. Nothing mind-blowing, really. It's that R&B tinted kind of stuff, but really well done. So I have to say, it was a good demo. A really good one. And then we have Don't Stop, also as an original demo edit. And then on side 2, because we only get 8 tracks here, really. So I consider this more or less like an EP, but let's call it an LP for the sake of it. But yeah, the first track on the side 2 is going to be Freedom, the short mix. So Freedom was a track that was released in 1997 on a charity album called Carnival, with an exclamation point. So that's why I said Carnival. Yeah, the Rainforest Foundation. I had no clue about this album at all. And I mean, I kept an eye on Madonna during the 90s. But yeah, I can't remember this album at all, Carnival. But yeah, it was shelved. It was a track from the Bedtime Story sessions, shelved until 1997 when she decided, well, we can include it on this charity album. So, shame I missed out on it that time, but we do get it here in a short mix. But it also make me want to hunt down a copy of Carnival, the Rainforest Foundation, as well, just to hear the longer mix, which I assume it was, because they call this a short mix. Then we have Human Nature as well, which was one of the singles, and very fittingly, I have it here on CD. But this is a Howie T new clean edit, and I know that Howie T had a bunch of mixes for Human Nature back in the day. I sadly didn't pick up one of those, because even if this is the Human Nature CD single, we only got one mix of Human Nature on this one, and it's actually the album mix. The rest of the tracks here, or the other two tracks I want to say, is Bedtime Story. And I bought this one because it's got a fabulous remix of Bedtime Story by Orbital on this one. Highly, highly recommend that one. Yeah, but we do get Human Nature here in the Howie T new clean edit. So I'm looking forward to hear that new edit of that one. And then Let Down Your Guard is a rough single mix, it says here. And this is another thing I didn't know about this one. It was originally a B-side for Secret in UK and Europe. Available only on CD, LP and cassette, it says here. And I didn't know this because I don't have Secret on a CD single, and I don't have a cassette single either. And they say LP here, but I think they mean a 12-inch single, really. But I don't have that one either. So, hey, another track that I don't have. So, yeah, rough single mix, it's called Let Down Your Guard. And then the last track is Love Won't Wait, another track I didn't know anything about. And this is a track that was given to Gary Barlow. You know, the guy from Take That. Yeah, great singer. He was given this track way down the line, something they shelved from the Bedtime Story sessions as well. But here we do get to hear it in its original demo edit. Yeah, so a lot of surprising stuff here. I loved what they did with Veronica Electronica, but it was recycled stuff, in my opinion. I will stop talking about that. I will just go on a tangent. But I did appreciate it still, because it's good mixes included on that one. But here they did it right. We do get a bunch of demos. That is always appreciated in and some other different mixes as well of other songs, mixes that usually were really hard to get at the time, for example. So yeah, I really appreciate this, especially for all these original demo edits and tracks that didn't end up on Bedtime Story as well. So yeah, win-win. If I didn't say that before, I pre-ordered the vinyl copy, and I think I did say that, but I didn't order it from Madonna's official store, because that's the first place I usually go to look up things like this. And if you order it from there, you will get free exclusive postcards with some alternative photos, really, from that photo session from Bedtime Stories. But the postage on that one,
and I don't want those.
just don't want those postcards. It was absolutely horrendous. Got that out of my system as well. Yeah. Now we're going to move on to the last thing I'm really looking forward to here, and that is Kim Wilde. And it's this particular album that I have behind me, Closer, which she released in January this year, that I'm going to talk about, because it gets treated with a deluxe edition. Yes. I talked about this one, if I'm not misremembering things from my review back in January, that I would love to see a deluxe issue at some point. Or was it in around that time when RSD, Record Store Day, fell upon us earlier this year? And when I got this one, yeah, so this is a 10-inch record with, as you can see, Closer, RSD, mixes. Yeah, I was super stoked to get this one, and a lot of the comments that I got on this video is like, oh, I didn't get this one, I would love them to release these mixes. And it could have been around that time I said I really wish they would release a deluxe edition going forward of Closer, where we could get all the mixes that a lot of people missed out on. And now it seems like we're gonna get it. Or not just seems, we are going to get it. So, yeah, we are going to get a deluxe treatment of Closer. And I'm going to talk about the CD edition here, because that's the one with all the tracks on it. They are also releasing Closer on a picture disc as well, which looks pretty great, I have to say. And at the same time, they're also releasing Scorpio from this album as a single, so it will be probably the third and last single from this album. And Scorpio is one of those outstanding tracks, in my opinion, from this one. And I was also saying at the time when I was reviewing the album, that a lot of these tracks, especially Scorpio and Love is Love, lends themselves very well to being remixed. It's not that they're bad in their original versions, because I love them, but they have something special to them that it's just like, I want to hear more. I want to hear what someone else could do with these tracks, because they are bangers of dance tracks, in my opinion. So yeah, we are going to get, first and foremost, the first 10 tracks is the original album. And I do believe this is on one disc. At first I thought it was 2 discs, but I think they crammed it all in on one CD. So the first 10 tracks from the original album, and then we'll kick things off with Love is Love. Yes, finally we're getting a remix of this one, and I can't wait for this one. It's called Dance of Your Life Remix. It doesn't say who remixed these ones, so we'll just have to guess, really, or I'm not going to guess, by the way. But Love is Love in a remix, I'm really looking forward to that one. And then we'll get Scorpio. And this is a Senso DNB dub remix, and I do believe that DNB is drum and bass. So, drum and bass dub remix. Am I wrong? I don't know. But that's what it's called. And this is the track that is going to be on the Scorpio single. So yeah, if I didn't mention it, I did mention that they were going to release Scorpio as well as the third and final single from this one. But it's released on a 7-inch single, this one. And on the flip side, we do get this mix. So that's why I didn't opt into buying the 7-inch, really, because the A-side, so to speak, is just the normal Scorpio track. And then B-side is this Senso DNB dub remix. So I was like, well, I do get it on this CD, so I'm just going to skip that one. I'm not a completist, really. And yeah, so great stuff. Scorpio, Love is Love. 2 great tracks that I wished we had on a remixed variant, and now we're going to get it. And then we go into this territory again, the RSD mixes. So the first out is the Project K remix. It's on this one. And then we have the Trail of Destruction, the Pensacola Mist mix or remix. Also on that one. And then Midnight Train, and that is a Chris Arama remix. Yep. And then Midnight Train, the Rain Resner remix. Also on this, yes! So we completed this one in a sense that all of these 4 tracks are going to be included on the deluxe version. And I don't have a problem at all with this, because I'm not really gatekeeping music here. I hate things like that. But if you feel cheated because you got this one on RSD and now all of a sudden the tracks are available on the deluxe edition, well, listen, they don't get it on this beautiful 10-inch issue from RSD, and certainly not on splattered vinyl either. So we always have these unique things, right? So even if the tracks end up on something else, they will never get them in this packaging. So look at it that way. Yeah, so anyhow, I think it's great. There were so many people that wanted these remixes, and now you're able to get them on CD. Yeah. So, the great stuff with a lot of remixes there, and then we'll go on with a couple of BBC Piano Room sessions from Kim Wilde. And the BBC Piano Room is a television show on Beeb. here in the UK, where a lot of artists perform songs live. That's basically it, in a special setup that they call the BBC Piano Room, really. And a lot of great artists have been doing this over the years. And sadly, I missed out on this one with Kim Wilde. Was it ever? It must have been televised, right? So yeah. Anyhow, I missed it. So I'm really looking forward to this. So we're going to get Midnight Train, You Came, and Weather With You. Yeah, so Kim Wilde does a rendition of Weather With You. So great tracks. And then the whole thing rounds off with 3 live tracks. Yeah, from the London's Indigo at the O2, it says here, Never Trust a Stranger, Trail of Destruction, and Midnight Train. So yeah, three great tracks to round off this one, and live from the O2. So that's probably from earlier this year, I would assume. Yeah. So I'm really stoked for this one. So a lot of things to look forward to, at least in my opinion. But I also want to hear from you guys. Are you excited about anything that I just mentioned, or did I miss something? Is there something particular that I didn't mention here that you are really looking forward to before this year ends when it comes to record releases? I want to hear all about it down in the comments for sure. Yeah, so this was just a short news roundup, really, with me getting excited from everything from Project K to Madonna and Kim Wilde. But yeah, there could be worse things in this world. These are absolutely wonderful things in my book. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for sticking with me for yet another video, and a special thanks to all of my subscribers out there. You are always near and dear to me. So, I want to round off things as I usually do. Until next time, you all take care of yourself, and keep playing that music, and keep calm, and enjoy the weekend and all that. Yeah, Danny, you will now take it away. But first, a very heartfelt adieu to you all.
Movie rolls on, there ain't no more love scenes, the romance is gone. But it's a one-man show, it's moving real slow, but it's picking up speed as I'm turning the key. Coming up, coming up, coming up.